Hi, I'm Streaky from Streaky.com. Today I run you through the Tegeler Audio Creme. So a few months ago I reviewed the Tegeler Audio Creme. Now I decided to keep hold of that unit because after reviewing it and playing with it and bringing it into my environment, I thought it's pretty good, so I'll keep hold of it. As you can see, it's in the rack. It's made it into the rack, it's staying. What I'll do though is I'll just run you through how I use it and why I think it's such a nice bit of kit to have. I mean, it's fairly cheap. It's about 2,000, I think, 1,500 to 2,000 euros. It's an EQ and compressor all in one. So it's a great mix finisher, if you like. But for me, as a mastering engineer, it's quite nice. In effect, it's a SSL compressor and a Pultec EQ across the top. So it's using that in combination before and after each other. So it's that kind of sound. So if you're missing that in your setup, this is a good one to listen to try and get that. I don't have an SSL compressor, so that works. And Pultec, who doesn't want a Pultec? I mean, it's not really Pultec-y, but it's that kind of passive vibe, you know, and that sound, open top, warm bass, very wide cues. Okay, what I'll do then, I've got a drum and bass track that my assistant has made, so I will play that so I don't get any kind of copyright infringements, unless he wants to put one in. And then I'll run through how just set up. Anyway, here we go. So the bottom half is the compressor and the top half is the EQ. You've got high band and the low band. And then you've got an output for the whole system. Here you've got a side chain low cut. This is for the compressor so that it kind of lets the lower end through, so the threshold basically doesn't get caught up with the sub frequencies. On the low and high end, it's basically there's no cutting, it's all boosting. So really you're just doing two boost curves, and then you can set the frequencies here from 10 to 24k, and this is from 20 to 200 hertz. Full bypass of the whole system and a meter so you can see what's going on with the compressor. Let me play this track and then I'll start setting it up, and then you can have 16 bars of each of it going in and out. First of all, I'll tell you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'll start off with the low end just to show you how that sounds. Now, it goes down quite low to 30, 20, 30, 60. So if you're looking for kind of some kick action, then you're around this frequency. I found that when you're in 200, it's quite nice for an overall kind of low. If you think of the bottom end of the smiley face curve, it kind of gives you that, which is quite nice if you just want to sort of fill a track up. But using it in the very lows, especially on this track because it's a drum and bass track, you'll be able to hear exactly what it's doing to the kicks. I'll only put 1 dB on so you can see how good it is, because as soon as you start getting up to these, you're more in kind of recording territory. With mastering, you're always wanting to do kind of just small improvements rather than big ones. Okay, so here goes for, yeah, bass boosting 30 hertz. So that's the low end. Now I'm going to add some top in. So let's go at 10k so that you can hear it well enough on this. And we'll go for, yeah, why not? 2 dB. Turn the output down, threshold, so we're not doing the thing. Okay, so I'll just kick it in and out. Obviously the bass is still in there. Might as well keep that in there. And yeah, here we go. Okay, so you've heard how the top end sort of sounds. You can obviously change that to go a bit higher. As I said, you can go much more with it, but and it's still quite smooth. So yeah, let's keep that on that. Now let's move on to the compression side of it. So it's a kind of SSL style. Let's set it up in that kind of attack. So attack on 3. Let's put the release on auto so it can work itself out. And then you've got ratios 1.5, 2, 4 and 10. I use 10 quite a bit just as a kind of limiter. It seems to work if I have it sort of super fast. But let's just go for a bit of glue. So let's go for a ratio of 4 to 1. And then you've got, as I said previously, you've got a side chain. What I'll do is I'll put the side chain on at 120 so we're not getting the bass affecting it. Let me just set this up, listen to it, set it up, and then I'll do a sort of demo dry run. So I'm going to turn the EQ off so you can just listen to the compressor. That's one of my bugbears with this unit. You know, you can't have it all for the price it's at, but it would be nice if there was a switch here to be able to switch the compressor on and off. Have this as a kind of on and off for here, and then have a main bypass for the whole thing. Just so that you could split the unit up and use it for different things, but also just so that I can see, okay, how's that compression sounding? So for me, if I can mod it up at all, I would do bypasses on it all. There's also a fact that when you actually start putting some output on, that kind of goes brighter. Not in a EQ style, but just kind of gives it a little bit of something, a little bit of flavour. So as I started using it more and more, I was sort of putting it on like 3 on the output, but the problem was I couldn't then bypass it to see what was happening, and obviously then gain staging through my equipment made a bit of a change. So I've kind of had to forfeit using that, which is a shame. So it would be nice to have bypass on here, bypass on here, bypass on here, and an overall bypass. A load of bypasses would be great, but anyway, I digress. Let me just go on to the compressor. So I've set this up with a ratio of 4 to 1, auto on the release, 3 on the attack. And this is just so that it's got that kind of gluey sound. I'll put this to 60 hertz so that you can hear, you know, it's going through a bit of the frequency range, but some of these low sub notes aren't going to be touching it and making it move. I'll put it in and out now and you can check out what you think. Okay, so for the final one, what I'll do is I'll put in that low end EQ again. Let's put back in the 2 dB on the top. So we'll basically just put it all together, leave the comp as it is, and then I'll go in and out on this so you can hear exactly how it all sounds when it's all together, with a kind of smiley face, if you like, doing this at certain frequencies. So it's quite a low and fairly high, and then just a bit of glue in the compressor. So this is it all in. So that's the Tegeler Audio Creme. Thanks for watching. Till next time, please subscribe, please comment, let me know what you think, and yeah, check it out. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye.